Is there a universe outside of Bravo?
Did we miss the training manual to our 30s?
No. Are they for real?
Thank God for our girlfriends. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Structured Chaos with Kelly and Kyra. We hope that you had a great week and that you're ready to laugh about how none of us have it figured out.
Hello.
You know, you get a pass this week because Kelly and I were here.
We're here. We need to take a second to acknowledge we're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. It doesn't feel great, but it is okay and normal to have some times where you're not doing the best. Yeah.
And just a side note, we're not doing well because of the podcast. We're just mentally unwell because of life.
Yes. And, you know, when we started the podcast, we did say one of the things we would talk about is mental health, which we haven't really ever done a whole episode on or anything. But it is important. And I talk about it all the time, just personally in my day-to-day life. It's something I'm very open about. So if people want an episode about that or just want us to talk more about it, let us know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think since we're both just kind of going through shit, not that we're going to get into that. I think it's just important to point out that not everything has to be perfect all the time. And it's okay to just acknowledge, because we joke about my good mornings and how they're kind of a barometer for how I'm feeling. But yeah, it's okay to just be kind of not okay. So that's right.
And we can call Kelly out for being fake then this morning because realistically, she wanted to be hello.
Yeah, but maybe the little chipper hello kind of boosted my mood.
Speaking of boosting the mood, so I saw this thing on TikTok, which this girl was like, when you get up in the morning, as soon as you wake up, get out of bed and jump up and down 50 times. And so this morning, also, if you guys don't know, I do not use an alarm clock. I've never used an alarm clock. I just wake up my whole life.
Except for the first day we ever recorded this podcast, Kyra didn't wake up, and so except for that day. But anyways, carry on.
So this morning I woke up 20 minutes later than I needed to, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up and jump up and down 50 times. I'm gonna give it a couple more days to really see if we're seeing something, if it's not more than just a placebo or me just being stupid in the morning. Because the girl was like, it's like you've had 4 cups of coffee, and I'm certainly not feeling that at this moment in time. I'm also not a regular coffee drinker that is someone who needs to have coffee to start my day. But we're gonna see. So I did it.
How does your neighbor downstairs feel about that?
I did it on a carpet, and I'm light on my feet. So
okay. I want to say I think this is an idea, and that's a nice idea if you're into that. I do want to say that as someone who struggles with mental health, and as someone who knows that Kyra does not struggle with mental health, typically, I want to say for the listeners who maybe can relate more to me, this is maybe some people might hear that and think, okay, this is a little silly and we're not quite understanding how mental health works. So I just want to say this is an idea, and if that works for you, I love it. I'm not suggesting that you don't do that, but I personally recognize that is not necessarily going to work for everyone. It wouldn't work for me. That makes me want to scream, but I love it, and not scream in joy. It's kind of like when you're upset and someone's like, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine, just be positive. It's just put it in chat,
just when you're feeling low, put it in chat.
Just put it in chat and be positive. So keep us updated on the 50 jumps, because of that, it might work for you. Because
It's
you're
like
not
supposed to like do something to
quite
your body.
as in the
trenches
at all times. And it is good, definitely morning movement. So let us know.
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week, I guess the theme of this morning's podcast is mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Because my weeks have just been a little rough lately, and to Kelly's point, like this is the first time I'm really kind of experiencing feeling this way, and so I don't love it. And it's just also like two things are true. Like one, I don't love what's happening. Two, I have to deal with what's happening. Three things, and three, like it's throwing me off to feel this way because I don't have this as like a norm, so then that's aggravating also.
Mm-hmm.
So the bright side of this though was that my friend Liz came to town. I told you guys last week that she was coming, and she's my bestie from back home, and she had a conference in Long Beach, so she came down. We stayed over in Coronado for a couple days, and it was just like so perfect. Like we got up in the morning, got coffee, sat on the beach, ran on the beach, like just like put our feet in the water, came back, put our feet in the water again. Like she chased seagulls away for me. Like it was just like we cried. Like I just like cried everything out, and we talked about everything, and like we had great dinners. And so it was just my soul needed it like so desperately. And I mean, there are, worse places to heal your soul than at the Dell in Coronado. So it was like everything I needed. But then it was just like fun to be with like your girl, So like at night, like she got into bed, and I like brought her like warm washcloths and washed her face for her, and and she was like, I feel like I'm at a spa. She was like, is this real? And I'm like, I just like love doing stuff like this. And I like would like brush her face with a mask, and like,
oh my God, that's so nice.
it was just like really, 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 really great. Yeah, so I needed that helped me, get a little clarity, a little recharge. That I watched the dogs over the weekend that I watched, so that helped fill my soul too. And animals can sense when you're going through it, and like Diego's next to me all the time anyway, but he was like literally sitting on me. And like so that was nice. So
yeah. Oh, well, that's really special and good timing that she was here. Yeah, it's being in Coronado is nice because it's like you're in San Diego, but it's like separated
away,
and it feels like you're in a different place, and it's just idyllic and nice. So that sounds lovely. I had a pretty like typical week. While Kyra was having her first Menty B, I was just having a regular time. So
a regular Menty B.
Yes. So I am very sorry that you are experiencing it, but part of me is like, now you could relate a little more, which I mean I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
Right. Totally.
But it's also nice when your friend can kind of like sense some of the emotions. It's like, it's one of those things it's like you can't control, and it's like so frustrating, and it's annoying. And not only are you frustrated that you're feeling because of the emotions you're feeling, but then you're frustrated that you're feeling it in the first place, and it's just like a lot of emotions. So that's how I feel a lot of times. So it's really, really fun over here. But this week my family was in town, and we had a lot going on because they were only here for a week, and we just had a lot of stuff still going on from all the stuff we've been dealing with this year. So got some more stuff done with my house, which was nice. On Thursday night, me and my dad went out to dinner at Turf Club, and my friend Alex met us there. And so the three of us had dinner, and it was really fun. And she has
a little collab with Alex and Legal.
Yes. She's been wanting to meet my parents. she just hasn't met them yet, and my mom wasn't feeling up to going out, so it was just me, Alex, and Legal. It was a great time. We had some martinis. They grilled up our dinner for us. Just,
Love.
a night out. So that was fun. And then Friday, I went to pickleball speed dating, as I mentioned. The event itself was like fun. It was put together nicely. I did not find a love connection. And, I went by myself as I said I was going to. It's just hard putting yourself out there, going places by yourself. I do it quite often and it really doesn't get easier. And then on Saturday, I also went to an event by myself, which really it wasn't a dating event. It was just this like coffee pop-up thing that I wanted to go to. But it was just kind of like, oh my God, I'm just feeling not great about going to all these things alone, even though it's just like, I want to do these things. And if there's not someone to go with, like, I'm gonna go. And then other things happened this weekend that just made me feel not great. So I went on a walk yesterday and I actually ran into Alex and her sister, and their dad was in town and they were on a walk. And so that was funny to like see
that's
them.
Nice.
So I ran into them on the boardwalk, which was nice. But yeah, just kind of spent a lot of time with myself this weekend. Tried to stay busy. But yeah, just kind of trying to not get too deep into a funk. So yeah. What happened in the news this week?
Well, to some would congratulate them, but Johnny J and Alexis from Real Housewives of Orange County, formerly a housewife, got married this weekend. So if you guys don't know, she was on Real Housewives of Orange County last season. She was dating Shannon's ex-boyfriend. They are now married. Johnny J is off the market.
And I looked at the pictures. I did not know they were getting married. I just saw yesterday that I knew they were getting married. Sorry.
But you didn't know when.
I didn't know when. Like, I didn't know that was happening this week. And I saw something yesterday, like, that they got married. And so I looked at the pictures and I just saw one picture of them on, I think they were sitting on the back of a golf court. And I was like, he looks like Elf on a Shelf.
And he did.
I don't know what it was. It was just the first, things just come to my mind. It's just immediate and I can't see past it.
You can't unsee it.
No. And I didn't even look at any other pictures because I just sent it to Kyra and I said, why does it look like Elf on a Shelf? And then I put my phone down and I didn't look at one other picture.
Well, I did. And, couple things happened. One, Tamara was there. And to quote her, it was the best, most fun wedding I have ever been to. So it's just like, again, Tamara, like you're trying to make amends with Shannon, show her that you're a good friend. You understand that you did something wrong last season, but you're really trying to make up for it by going to her enemy's wedding.
Right. And then like not only going, but
going
like
out of your way to
saying,
talk about how great it was.
Right.
Yep. And then people in the comments were so funny and they're like, damn, Shannon paid for such a great wedding for them. And then because she had to pay him $75,000. And then everyone was like, but is he wearing the Ferragamos? the internet is undefeated.
What did you think of her dress?
Everything was ugly. Everything was tacky.
It was just all bedazzled. I just saw the one picture and she was sitting down, so I couldn't really see, but I did see a lot of bedazzled.
Yeah, she had two different dresses. Then I saw this video, which I think it was like pre-wedding weekend stuff, like the welcome party or whatever. I'm going to find it and send it to you. It was a rap song, and she was rapping along, and it was like about them getting married.
Everyone was performing it.
She was going around the tables. Everyone was visibly uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable thinking about it.
And then there was another video of her at her reception trying to sing Ice Ice Baby, but never getting it right. Just like never being on cue. So she just kept saying like Ice Ice Baby. And then like, but it wouldn't be that part. And then she went into a dance.
Can we normalize like telling our friends to stop?
Stop. Yeah, we can.
Period.
I do.
Stop. When I see these TikToks of people dancing at their weddings, okay, it's one thing if you are like a professional dancer or something. There are some times that I see it when the girls choreograph a really good dance with all of the friends and it's actually really good, or when the girls do one and the guys do one separately and it's like funny and good. When the bride does a solo, like sexy, in quotes, dance for the groom in front of the whole wedding, I want to die.
I will single-handedly unplug every single plug and the electricity will go out if
Like,
I'm ever...
Your friends hate you if they let you do that.
They do. They want to have a reason to make fun of you.
Yes, they want to get that viral video. Like,
yes.
That's why they're letting you do it, to put it on TikTok to become viral.
The only way that something like that is okay is if you've literally told no one and it's a surprise to all. And that doesn't make it okay, but it makes it better that your friends didn't have an opportunity to stop you.
Exactly.
And
but someone had to know. The DJ had to know, and they should have told you no.
That's true.
The wedding coordinator knew.
That's true.
Fire them.
Yeah. As a wedding coordinator, step up and say, no, there's no time for this.
100% of people regret this after they do it. So
there's a $75,000 non-refundable deposit if you want to do something like this. So
because my name is not being attached to this unless I'm getting paid. It is so cringe, and like
I
no
don't
matter
get it. And
what,
why? No one even wants to sit through the speeches, and those could be really good. You think they want to sit through a solo dance performance?
No. And like the poor like groom or bride, whoever is receiving the dance, your face, there's no right face to be making because it's going to be critiqued and criticized to hell.
Yeah, it's a no for me. It's an absolute no.
If my man did that, I would be like, is it too late?
Right.
I can't. Like,
we're calling off the wedding. If you
right now thinking about Dylan on Dancing with the Stars, the way that I felt watching him dance, I would, if that happened at my wedding, I would be like, I would be looking around for my friends like,
we're getting an annulment.
A mistake has been made.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm glad you brought this up because I have been meaning to say something. Never have I watched Dancing with the Stars, not a day in my life. I don't even know what season they're on. They could be on season 87 for all I know. I've been watching it this season.
Oh.
Your man's getting good. And he's getting rave reviews for getting better every single week. Last week, they did Samba.
Okay.
And he was really good. Like, not cringy at all. And everyone was like, we are seeing major improvement from you every week. And this week's the Foxtrot, so I'm a little excited.
Well, he shouldn't have started with the milkshake.
He should not have started with the milkshake.
But you know what's funny is, so when we went to Turf Club, me, Alex, and my dad, Alex was talking about, she made some reference to Avril Lavigne. And my dad said, oh, Skater Boy. And Alex was like, oh my God, like my dad would have never known that, blah, blah, blah. And like, I don't know, Legal just knows these things.
He's in.
And then the next day he was saying something about Dancing with the Stars. He said, oh, the Mormon wives are on that. He doesn't watch it. He didn't, nor does he watch the Mormon wives, nor does he watch any reality show. And he said, I only know that because I know you and Kyra talk about it. And I know my clients.
I was just going to say, one thing Legal's going to do is his job.
Right. And I said, oh, but you didn't tell us happy 1 year because he was here. You know, my whole family was here. Mm-hmm. And he goes, well, you guys have never invited me on the podcast. And I said, facts,
but
he would be a good guest.
He would be a great guest. but we have made him a large part of the podcast.
Right. I told him that it was one of my top 5 moments, and
so
he was pretty jazzed, to use a dad term.
Also, Diddy got sentenced this week. So he is sentenced to 4 years. I actually did not I didn't really read up on it, so I don't know if anything that he has served is being counted towards that, if it's like actually going to be 2 years and then your probation. So I don't know, but I do know that he was sentenced to 4 years. I believe it said 4 years in prison.
I was wondering that too. I haven't seen anything that said like time served or whatever, but
so either which way, I mean, he'll at least be in for another year because he's been in for a year. So even if you do get half that time, like he'll still be. So yeah. So I guess that's a wrap on that. And he got denied his appeals and everything. So I think that's just what he's looking at. And he's incredibly remorseful. So, let the guy out then, right? He's sorry. He's sorry. And then I saw yesterday, like I had been hearing like a little bit of rumblings over the weekend. We are not Swifties, and I'm sorry to all of you Swifties out there. Nothing wrong with that. We just have taste. So I'm just
I will say I do like Taylor Swift's music, her older stuff. I went to the 1989 tour. That was in like 2015. But it was before you had to like give up your firstborn child to get a concert ticket. Yeah. Someone bought me a concert ticket. Like I would, yeah. Anyways.
So apparently she switched her delivery up this time. It's a little more sultry. She's trying to be apparently not good. Apparently it's getting a stay in your lane, girl. Even from Swifties are saying that it's abominable.
Yeah. Well, so I have also heard mixed reviews. I started out looking I was on Threads. I wasn't like looking for reviews, but that's what was up. And I was like, I'm not a
Swiftie. But I do the analytics of all of our albums as soon as they come out.
The first thing I saw was, I am so sorry, but did Travis's CTE get transferred to Taylor? And I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah,
that is hardcore. And this was like the morning after it dropped. And I was like, oh, wow. And then it was just every comment or every thread. And I'm like, I usually just get like served food threads because it's my San Diego Scout thing. And so it's usually just about restaurants. And I was like, oh God, it's all Taylor Swift. So I asked my coworkers who are like, they stay up till midnight and like listen to the whole album. And they were like, no, it's amazing. It's incredible. Like those people, they just don't get it. And I was like, oh. But then I saw people that are like, I've been a diehard Swiftie my whole life. And like, it sucks. So I was like, well, that's why we don't like identify ourselves with like this thing.
And like, here's the thing too, like if I'm someone who, and I do always say this about her, I will never discredit her talent. Like she, like to be able to do what she does day in and day out, sell all of the albums that she does, perform every night, like all of that, However, separately, like if I'm like a pop artist my entire life, like I'm not going to then start singing like heavy metal and, think that everyone is going to be like, this is what we've been waiting for,
Right. Well, she started country.
Right.
And then became pop. And then she has had like some that were kind of, I feel like the last couple albums kind of like changed. So anyways, we're not Swifties, but we do have some info. Yeah.
Best of luck to her. She's a billionaire, so she don't care.
She's fine. Yeah. Our opinion doesn't mean shit. She's not going to hear it. So period.
Or she will. And she still won't care.
Exactly.
What we do need to talk about though is Bravo, Bravo, Bravo. Let's kick it off with the Real Housewives of Miami. So we last left you. We still had the finale. Now we've had part 1 of the reunion. I got a lot to say.
Okay.
Now, starting off, the finale was like, whatever. The Shoma Christmas party looked really tacky. It didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like a Miami thing or a her thing or like, but we also live in a warm place. And so like, but it still feels like Christmas here. It just wasn't giving holly jolly, you know?
It was no.
And like, I don't understand why she had, I guess what I don't understand is why she had it. It looked like a showroom.
Right.
And then, but like then invited the girls. Like it's either a company party or.
That's what I was going to say. It wasn't like a typical party we see on the show.
Right.
It was like a
Like a
party it was like a party we would see in like the early seasons.
Yes.
Where they're having this big thing and then like, oh, let's film.
Invite them. Yes. Yes.
It was weird.
It was so weird. And Adriana performed and she was so angry upon entrance and like was just like so like diva-esque. And it's like, you're walking into a literal room, like not a stage. Like, what are you doing? And then she sang her one song that she has, which like, fine, whatever. She looked like she was going figure skating. So I don't know what that was about. And then proceeded to sing I Love My Dog. Over and over and over. I love my dog. I love my dog. I love my dog.
What's her dog's name?
Basquiat.
Basquiat.
So that was something that we didn't need.
Just, yeah, I mean, I don't like her. I know you kind of go back and forth.
Yeah.
She's just clueless and like doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like she has many brain cells.
See, but that's where I think it's different. I think that she's one of those people that's like so intelligent that like socially they're not awkward. Like they're just like because we'll get to this part. So yeah, I think it's that because she is really, really intelligent and
right
and very successful. So I think it's just like she doesn't understand the social cues and like how to read a room part of it.
Possibly.
Okay, I mean, I say this every single time we talk about it. Anywhere it happens, Larsa looks cheap. It's just like she's wearing this like Fashion Nova, like, you know, like the corseted, like see-through, you know, mesh with like the like cheap sequins. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I do not understand. Like I agree. She always looks tacky. She always looks like she's dressed cheaply. She can obviously afford to look classy and she just doesn't. And you can still be sexy and classy. Just because you want to dress sexy and she likes to dress sexy and that there's nothing wrong with that. You can dress sexy but be like classy. And when I say classy, I don't mean like just to cover up. I just mean like not tacky with the rhinestones and
it just looks cheap.
Yeah.
So, you know, they get into an argument. Honestly, the reunion wasn't really like good for as good of a season as it's been.
Finale.
I'm sorry. The finale was not as good. I did not think. So then we get into part one of the reunion, and I rewatched it again last night because I wasn't really paying attention the first time, and I like was just like so frustrated at Gertie because like you wasted 25 minutes of the reunion and you were on the right side of history. You did deserve an apology. You did have something happen to you that shouldn't have been. But the way in which you went about it was like your point was not made.
No.
They were then winning. Julia actually looked like the good person in this scenario. And that's what I was going to say about Adriana is Adriana kept telling her, like, no, you need to say this. And she's like, they don't care. And she's like, no, but this is when you need to say it. So I do think, like, she does get, like, Adriana does get it, you know?
Yeah. I think Gertie, like you said, like, and we, at the beginning, when everything happened and she got the water thrown on her, we were like, that's disgusting. Like, obviously 100% Team Gertie and still feel that way, that it was completely wrong. But then the thing about these shows is like and I've said this when we've talked about other fights with stuff, it's like when someone apologizes and says like basically what Julia was saying, it's like, I'm sorry that I did that. Like, what can I do? And she just kept, but it was this, but what else do you want her to do? And like, I'm so glad that like everyone was finally like asking Gertie, like, what, and if she would have just said, I'm not going to get over it, that would have been okay. And
Exactly.
she fully has the right to do that. If she would have just said, there's nothing you can do, I'm not going to ever get over this. Okay. I would have been like, that's totally understandable. That makes sense. You don't have to get over it. But then say that. Don't keep going because there's nothing else she can say. And like, I don't like Julia either. So it's not like I'm a team Julia.
Right.
But it's like, this conversation is going nowhere and there's literally nothing else Julia can say at this point. And so it's just like stupid and frustrating. And she's like, keeps bringing, oh, we're not going to talk about last season, but then you're bringing up how all the other times she has thrown things on people. So it's like, you can't do that. And then once someone else brings it up, no, we're talking about this season. Well, you just contradicted yourself. So that's not how this works. So she was really frustrating me. Because like you said, she had a good point, but she just completely missed because she was not on track.
And then I was just like, okay, why are we still talking about this? Like,
right. That's all they talked about the whole time. And then Todd. So it's just like, okay, so we just watched Alexia for an entire season beg and plead and everything about how Todd is a great man. She's not ready to get over him. They're going to work it out, all this stuff. Meanwhile, in real time, we're seeing like he's still actively divorcing her. Nothing is really changing in their relationship with one another other than the fact that they're getting together, going to dinner and sleeping together. Like, you're giving this man everything. Who knows what he's even doing on the side? Like, you're making him your entire world and he's using you. And also, he's cringy with his like stupid videos and lawsuits and all of the things. Like, ick. Like, talk about ick.
Okay. And then she's like, no, I'm good, Andy. I'm good. I'm over him. I'm good. I'm ready to start dating again. And then everyone's like, oh, well, what's your last name? And she's like, well, that is still my last name. It's like,
but they are divorced.
So
I think like, yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. I think he fucked her over, which everyone saw coming. It's obviously hard when you're in that position. You have a lot of emotions and you want to believe the person. He blindsided her. He did it again. She probably feels stupid. And like, I mean, what is she going to say? No, I'm still in love with him, but yeah, he divorced me, so I'm wrong. Like, she probably, there's really nothing she could say. She's probably just like, okay, yeah, I'm stupid.
Also, so we talked about how we just like don't like Stephanie. Like, she's not a good addition to the show. She brags about her money. It's not the way we like to see people who have all of this money use it and be. Like, she's like annoying and frustrating and like cringy. So when Andy brings it up to her, she says, it's so crazy. I'm paraphrasing this part. It's so crazy that people could say that. Like, you see an athlete, you see someone who won the Super Bowl, and you see them and they're wearing their rings and no one says anything to them. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm very proud of where I am. I'm very proud of what I have. And it shows that I've made the right decisions. Like,
not that I've worked hard.
First of all, you're nothing like a athlete that has won the Super Bowl and or any prize, okay? Any championship. Second of all, them wearing that is because they did something, they earned it, and they're not going around and being like, hello, 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 hello,
right.
hello, hello. They're just simply wearing a piece of jewelry.
Right, and they worked hard for it. You're not even claiming that you worked hard. You're just saying I made the right decision.
You married someone who is wealthy, who is 2 years younger than your dad. And you think that gives... And first of all, let's just also say you even worked hard to get there. it's still gross to go around flashing your money just because you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what you could say is like, I'm so grateful to be in this position. Like, I want to dedicate teaching people how to also be able to get into a position in life like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I talk about my money so much, is because it's, you know, helping people, and this is how I got here and blah, blah, blah. None of the things. Like, she is so gross and out of touch. Like, and she thought she was doing something with that answer. She thought like, oh, they're going to get it now.
And has all the money in the world and still can't dress either in this reunion outfit.
Because let me tell you, we like mentioned it before. This is probably one of my worst reunion looks across all franchises ever for a reunion look.
It's horrible. And like the fact that this is your first reunion and you are talking about how much money you have. And we've seen her other, I mean, she doesn't dress bad, like in
I think
general.
she dressed horribly.
I think she has, I mean, not that I think she has amazing style, but we've seen some good looks from her, I think. Not all of them have been hits.
To me, like I know that the pieces that she is wearing are expensive, but no one is pairing it like that. No one is wearing it like that. You've aged yourself. Like where Larsa, like she doesn't wear, like she has also the option to wear everything. And like, it could be good, but it looks like they're both on both ends of the spectrum giving bad.
Yeah. They have to have a stylist.
Well, that's what I was saying. Do you not pay your stylist enough then? Because they like want to sabotage you. Like you must treat them like shit, and they must hate you because no one's dressing you in that. Literally no one.
Well, I could just see Stephanie having a stylist, but then she's such a control freak that she's just
like, no,
not
actually, I don't know what you're
listening.
talking about. Yeah, yeah, I could see that.
And then it ends with Julia stating that her and Adriana slept together in the Hamptons
and fooled her out in the Versace mansion.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's my thing. What the fuck? Why are you outing yourself about having an affair when no one asked? You're married. Like, what are you doing?
I would assume that Martina knows.
No. I'm assuming that Martina knows as well, but I'm saying like you're outing yourself to all of us when we didn't ask.
But if your wife knows and maybe they have an open whatever, then it's not really an affair. I mean, if they're...
No, it seems like it was an affair because that's what then she was like, we like the pre... Oh, you
we
don't
weren't in
previews.
a good... Yeah, I saw the preview.
Oh, okay.
She said we weren't in a good place and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying, like, if they weren't in a good place but they may have decided that they were able to be open or whatever, like, we don't know. For whatever reason, she feels fine saying it. She's doing it, obviously, to hurt Adriana.
Of course.
It's fucked up, no matter what reason you're doing it for. But Adriana's denying it, so... But that just makes it even more like, why would Julia say that if it wasn't true? Because...
Well, here's the thing. We've all known that we assumed that something happened between the two of them. Like they were...
At some point.
Overly close, you know?
Yes.
And
then there was something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, to me though, I'm just like, Julia, like, how desperate are you? Like, you were so desperate for a storyline that now, like, but it wasn't even like part of the conversation. Like, that's the thing. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why? Like, well, Andy, I just want to let you know. It's just like,
I mean,
he didn't ask.
It does make sense to put the context to like, because it, like you said, like it was obvious that like they were really good friends. And then like all of a sudden this season, it's like, there's like this tension and it kind of doesn't make sense why they're like not really friends. Like they had all this weird tension this season, but nothing really like happened.
Well, guess what you should say. You know, our friendship like dynamic changed and shifted a little bit. Martina wasn't as comfortable with how close we were, and it's not something that I chose, but it's something that needed to happen based on past events.
But then everyone's going to hate Martina. And I am not saying that Julia outing the situation is appropriate.
Kelly's
but I'm just saying, as a viewer,
she loves it.
If she would have said that, we would have been like, okay, first of all, so Martina's like jealous of your best friend, like that's fucked up. Or we would have been like, we want more. So as a viewer,
I'm just like, you look stupid.
Oh, I think they both look stupid. I think they are stupid. I don't like either of them. But I kind of just think Adriana, she's giving context to the situation. I still think it's stupid. But I think if she would have just been like, we just like grew apart, it would have been like, after that many years of friendship, that's weird.
Yeah, I just thought she looked so stupid, and it was like said for no reason. Like I just am like, no, you guys aren't friends because it's. I think you want to know what it is for me. Like, I think, like, I don't believe that you guys aren't friends just because you fucked. I think that you guys aren't friends because maybe you caught feelings more, or maybe you started getting, like, possessive and territorial, and then it did have something to do with your relationship, and then it was just like, okay, bye. Like, I just, like, to me, I'm like, because Adriana's not a lesbian. You know what I mean? Like, we see her with a boyfriend this season. So it's like...
Yeah, so that could be it. Like Julia got, like, jealous when Adriana got a boyfriend. And yeah, totally.
So to me, I'm just like, okay, girl, bye. Goodbye.
Well, you know who I want to say bye to? Slade. Can he exit?
God willing.
Even Gretchen wants him to exit, I think.
So we last left off in Orange County, where the girls had the sleepover and the Temecula trip, and they find out that Tamra allegedly had an affair with a celebrity, which we now know is like the guy from 98 Degrees. You know, again, we keep saying allegedly. And Gretchen then confronts Slade and says, you know, basically like, I'm not happy with you that you brought this up. Like, that's not what this was even about. Like, why did you have to go and say that? And instead of being like, you're right, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have, just continues to dog Tamra out and like double down. Like, I just like, what are you doing, my guy? Like, you're gross, and you're not a housewife. I don't know if anyone has let you know that. If you are under a different impression, you are not a housewife.
He wants to be so bad, though.
He's like, I have to get some type of paycheck.
Seriously. I know, we didn't even like address the fact that at the sleepover, the girls were like kind of asking her questions at the breakfast the next day, like about paying for stuff. And she was like, this is so weird. But like, none of it added up. So yeah, he's just slimy. He always has been. It's like maybe the one thing I agree with Tamara on.
Right.
So yeah, then they go to this like the thing that Gretchen put together was,
I think you mean AKA Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Did that start in the last episode?
Yeah.
Okay. So because I forget that we missed, or not missed, but yeah. So they go to this like self-defense type thing, and when they show up to this place, they unknowingly are like already part of this like skit, and the guy like comes up to the car and is like trying to rob them or whatever. I would have been so scared.
Yeah, I think I would have been both, like confused, scared, like just trying to make sense of it. I do love a prank, and they weren't really in harm's way, like so. Like I don't mind it. What
if one of them like had pepper spray in their purse or something and like pepper sprayed him?
Well, he's part of the self-defense police, so you better know what to do.
Well, you can't really defend yourself from pepper spray.
But he had to put himself in that position. He chose that. So, I mean, right. I mean, of course, like a million things could have happened, but like, again, like they weren't actually at risk, so it was funny. But I just loved, like, Shannon really went into action. And then everyone's like, wow, Shannon, like you. And she goes, I was frozen. What did she say? She said,
Frozen.
I was frozen functioning.
Yeah. I feel like I'm kind of like that.
Yeah, I think you would. God help the person if that was you in there. You would have literally pushed the driver out of the seat and then ran the guy over. You would have like closed his arm in the window. He wouldn't even have had a chance to tell you that it was a joke.
Like a man is too close. A man is approaching.
Danger,
Drive away.
danger.
For real though, I am very alert at all times.
So then the confrontation happens where Tamra, learns that Gretchen said, this and everything, and then we get Tamra, and she goes off on her, which she in this situation absolutely has every single right to, because that's not cool, and you're not going to sit here and allege that I had an affair X amount of years ago and like, dig this up, like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get to the cake party this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, justice for these employees. Justice for these people. Like, we're gonna get into it when we talk Salt Lake City. Like,
The
justice,
servers,
justice for the staff that
every time
have to just
stand there and just
pretend like everything's great.
How are we doing? It's just crazy.
So Tamara has a cake decorating party and she loses it, and everyone else is the enemy and she's the victim, and why isn't anyone sticking up for her?
Emily and Heather said they can't trust her.
Right.
And then it admittedly told her that they said that.
And explained why they said that.
Right.
And then she just unravels, as she does, and proves every single one of their points as to why she shouldn't be trusted. She quits the show again.
When in her confessional, when the producer says, have you ever given these women a reason not to trust you? I don't even remember what her response was, but she didn't answer the question. She said, I just
don't know how they could think that, or
I think she goes like, I just don't think it's very nice, or something like that. Like, so yes, like
I am not necessarily like a Gina fan, but I really have appreciated her kind of almost finding her voice at the when she is in the right too. Like, she is very like level-headed and like makes her point. So I do appreciate that about her. I really did like her this episode. Heather, I'm really sorry. You're not funny. If I'm looking at the cast, first of all, I'd probably pick Jen, Gina, and Katie, but in no specific order. If I'm having to pick anyone from that cast,
I would pick Shannon.
Well,
to be a comedian.
I think Shannon also too is like doesn't know that she's being funny.
Right. That's what makes it so funny.
But like, I don't think that anyone is putting you in their lineup for people that they think are funny. You are so poised and well-mannered, and like everything has to be a certain way. Like, you're not giving funny. No. You're not giving relatable, like nothing. No. And like, we get it, to Gina's point, like you were on a sitcom in 1990. Like, and it wasn't your character wasn't funny.
Right.
Like, it's not a big deal to not be considered to be funny.
Right. And like in her confessional, Gina was like, Heather is my funny friend. Like,
okay, Heather's my funny friend.
Yeah, like Gina is funny.
Mm-hmm.
I've liked her this season too because she is talking and standing up and like she does take sides, not take sides, but she does stand up for what's right while maintaining friendships. She does tell Tamara when she's wrong. She calls her out in the moment. I said that when they were in Temecula, when Tamara said something and she was like, well, no, I was calling you out, and she stands up for herself, just like she did with Heather. We saw in previous seasons she was kind of like scared of Heather a little bit.
Yeah, so I like that. And then also Shannon and Heather go to some arts and crafts thing, and Shannon's glasses are broken. I mean, I saw something and it was like, why is Shannon always late because she needs to get ready, but then she shows up and she looks like she has not gotten ready?
Oh, poor Shannon.
I just,
it's
gosh.
Yeah. Salt Lake City. Good thing it's going well because now that Miami is over, we need something else.
Now, I'm going to be really upset with you if you say something. When I ask you this question. If your answer is one way, where are we at with Lisa right now?
Okay. You know that I'm a loyal girl. So I'm a loyal fan. And I will always stick to my loyalties. I am a fan of Lisa Barlow. And I have always said from the beginning, I'm a fan of certain housewives like Teresa, Lisa. At the same time, it does not mean that every single thing they do, I'm like, yes, love it. You're right. I think everything you do is amazing. No. But I'm still a Lisa fan. I like Lisa in general. But I'm not like, yes, she's the best and anyone who does anything against her sucks. I think I'm feeling neutral right now.
Okay. I think she is like a horrible person. I think that she is disgusting. I think that she is guilty of so much. I think that she spits on people she feels are below her. I think that she is one of those people. Now, mind you, I liked her season 1. Season 1 of Salt Lake, I liked Lisa. So I'm not saying that I have thought this about her from this first time she was on our screens. Like, absolutely not. She is one of those people that doesn't ever deserve to be on TV because the moment they get the biggest head in the world. And like now to the point where the other women are like, okay, girl, like everything she has to do, she has to name drop. And like, no one gives a fuck. And like, you know me, I love intelligence. So when they're at the party in the beginning and she and Bronwyn get into their first, spat with one another, and Bronwyn poised, calm, cool, collected, and she was like, okay. And Lisa's just like throwing insult after insult after insult, which by the way already shows me like what type of person you are. And Bronwyn's sitting there like, you're right. I do suck dick. You're right. I do suck my husband's dick. You're right. You're right. My husband does have money and we pay our credit card and he buys me things. Like, yes, keep saying things. Like, none of these things are equating to you having a lawsuit with a random man that was paying for your life and taking out a credit card in your name and is saying that you're not paying him back and that you also put it in there that you don't want your husband to know about it. Like, sorry, girly, like, and you want to play this game, then I'm going to play it right back. Like, just because you say something to try to hurt me, and you don't like that I'm going to do it back to you, that doesn't make a difference. And when anyone, I don't care who you are, if you can stay just like cool and just hit them with facts and be intellectual, like, you win in my eyes. And I just loved every moment of that argument because Lisa was so hot and bothered. And this is what she does. She always does this. She always like has to play with her hair and blink like a million times. That's how you know she's guilty and doesn't know what to do. And like is so worked up. And so my other point to that, the other side to that is like, you want to claim that you're so big and mighty and you're so important and all of these things, then take the heat. Then you should be able to take the heat. But in any type of conflict, you just go below the belt and you're just mean and you're not even addressing the real issue. Like that's not a boss woman, you know, like I just, nope. Disgusting. And it gets worse.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone we do agree on is Mary. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to have a think about it because I don't feel that strongly but we do love Mary. And she had a nice conversation with her son again. Although I'll say nice, but I do feel like he needs to not be on TV. He did recently get arrested in real time. I believe it was last week.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
For like robbery or something.
It was his father-in-law. He went through the doggy door and attacked his father-in-law.
Okay, yeah, I knew the doggy door thing. I didn't know. Oh, I thought he was just robbing someone. Okay. So is he still with that same girl?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering that because they didn't mention her at all, like on the episode. So yeah, it's just sad, and I think he clearly needs a lot of help, and I think she's a really good mother and like really cares about him, but I just think he's putting him like being filmed and everything. He's obviously very nervous about it and maybe I don't know if he doesn't want to or, whatever. It might be kind of making him want to like smoke or do things to help him relax. And it just seems like a lot for him because I think at the time he had, when he got out of rehab, he'd been like 30 days sober, but really that's not very much time at all. And I think it's just a lot to have him like on a show and all these comments and everything. So hopefully he's getting help. But yeah, we love Mary.
We do love Mary. And also at the dinner party or whatever luncheon that their friend had thrown, my favorite part was when Brittany and Jared walk in. And at first they have him as Brittany's friend. And then like the next scene that he's in, they have it as Brittany's ex-fiance.
And that the label probably did change over the course of that lunch.
That's true.
Oh, God.
And then Angie and her dad, like,
so sweet.
Oh my gosh. And it truly just reminds me of me and my dad. Like oh my God, if I could sit with my dad every single day and like talk, like, I mean, I do talk to him, but like, if I could just like be with him and like look over, like, I love looking at pictures with my dad and going through things and like, oh my God, like love them. Love them.
So sweet.
And then we do have to talk about the luncheon. So the first situation was at the party. Then Lisa thinks that she's doing her big one by hosting a luncheon to prove her innocence. And so the girls walk in and it's, they're in a boardroom, literally. Like they're just
science fair.
Like,
the posters were honestly hilarious. She had, so if you don't watch, she had like these big posters made of her, like case files, essentially like transcripts from her legal cases or whatever. And they said like dismissed in big red letters. And then there was also like big like pictures of her on them, which is just like, I don't care who it is, like whether you love them, hate them, whatever. It's just so comical because like, okay, first of all, anyone can make this saying dismissed. Like, that's obviously just anyone could put a dismissed thing on anything. It's just,
Kelly, she did it because she needed to prove it, okay? They said, could you not read the big words, okay? So don't bring it up.
She asks Meredith, like, as an attorney, like, what do you think of this? And Meredith was like, well, I mean, I don't think that's like exactly like what you would have like in court, but like
proves your point.
love that for you. Like,
And
what a
then-
supportive friend. Just like, I love it for you,
Somewhat.
girl.
And then, like, to Kelly's point about the pictures, everyone's like, why are there these pictures of you and John? Like, what are these random pictures? And she goes, to show that I do fabulous things.
She's like, if this is us at the game, this is us, like, front row.
She said, to show that we have a
it's just-
fabulous life.
It's just funny. Like,
Oh, that part is funny. Like, because you're just like, okay, girl.
it's
Like,
very much like delusional
Yes.
and like entertaining because
Yes.
it's like,
now,
okay. But, I mean, they all do the same type of stuff. They all live this kind of life. And I
Yes.
do know, even though I like her, I know that she thinks she's like better than them or whatever, which I think is rude. But like, they all have money. They all go to the same games and fly private and
well,
whatever.
that's why everyone was like, you don't live a different
Okay.
life than us.
Right.
Like,
We all have been on a yacht. We've all been at the game. And Bronwyn was like, that's not courtside seats. It's just so funny.
but, and Mary was like, I loved Mary where she was like, Whitney was not the only one talking about you. Bronwyn was not the only one talking about you. And this is when I was like pissed at Meredith because Meredith, first of all, you didn't stick up for Lisa, not once.
Mhm.
So then when they point that out, you can't flip the script to be like, no, I did. No, I did. Okay, liar, liar, liar. Okay, go ahead, liar. It's like, you didn't
I
do
know.
anything.
And then Brittany just trying to be relevant.
Like, come
She
on.
is like such a try hard, just little pick me.
Yes. She's a Sheena. She's a
Yeah.
Sheena Shea.
Yes. Yes.
She is the Sheena Shea. And the best was when Lisa said to Whitney, like, okay, redhead. And Whitney's like, redneck? Redneck? And she goes, red hair. Red hair. Like, Whitney, girl, you were just looking for something. But I do and this is where I do like Whitney. Because she owns her shit.
Mhm.
Like, as messy as it is, she doesn't try to avoid it or make it seem like it's something different. That is where I do have a respect for
Like
her.
with her business, you mean?
Yes.
Like saying like
Yeah.
we're struggling, we're
Yes.
yeah.
You know, and like she is very vulnerable. And I liked that she got up and walked away, you know, and she was like, fuck that. Like, no, like, what? You know? So I did appreciate that. So then yeah, we like see like it ends with Whitney, you know, needing to take a breath. And Lisa still thinking that she proved her case.
I know. God.
But God, and I was like, this is only episode 3. Like, this season is so good.
I know. Well, I'm excited because I was sad Miami was over.
The challenge.
I just
So,
watched it this morning. Well, I finished watching it this morning right before we recorded.
We left off and it was right before the mini challenge, which went really good. And you know who really surprised me? Theo.
Mm-hmm.
He did really well, and I didn't see that for him.
Yeah.
Didn't
he's
see that for him at all.
usually not good.
No. And CT almost won.
Mhm.
Like, and so many people cheated.
Okay. The eating parts, they're so disgusting. Like,
Uh-huh.
I cannot.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, lots of cheaters.
Which is the first that we've seen. We've not ever seen cheating like that. So they were like throwing their food and like not wanting to eat it, you know. Which is funny because like I have heard of people plenty of times like eating onions like apples. So
Yes,
it's
I have too.
interesting that like that seemed to be like a thing that people could like that were really struggling. And I could eat garlic like no other. That'd be no problem for me. No fucking problem. I could have done that one. And speaking of this week's challenge or this week's episode, I could have totally done this trivia. Like I'm not saying that I am a good trivia person by any means, but like this is trivia that I knew. Like I was just like,
I think I knew a lot of them also.
Yeah, like I was just like, and like, I could do the Stairmaster. Like one thing your girl has is strong legs and small feet. So
yeah, I know. I
could
felt
do
kind of bad for CT
CT.
because he was like, I mean, he just like physically like couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then unfortunately we saw him go home.
I know that was sad, and they were close.
They were close, like, you know, and it was funny too because I was thinking as like they're like doing their trial and error part, I'm like, do you get to collect the balls after, or do you own like? Because I was like, it seems like you guys aren't really paying attention to like rationing them properly.
I know. I didn't really think about it until they like said, oh, we're, you know, they showed someone saying like, oh, well, they only have so many balls left. And then I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like, I feel like that shouldn't have really been part of it. I mean, I get why it was, but I don't know.
He could have won. I mean,
I know. I feel like it should have just come down to like, it should have been like a timed thing. And then just seeing like how many you could get in a certain amount of time, because that would have been more fair. That if it took them longer to figure it out, but then once they figured it out, they got a bunch, but they were able to like collect the balls.
Right.
I feel like that would have been better.
And then the ever changing, we think that the hits have stopped coming, and then they're like, oh, but also I know this is your permanent partner, but if you don't want it to be your permanent partner, and you could just see Gabe's eyes like light up, which by the way, I know that I was like so stoked on him.
He sucks.
Like, my guy, you're doing nothing.
No, I don't like
You're
him.
6'6".
I'm not a fan of him. I'm also not a fan of all the drama amongst the girls. Did they ever even address the fact that Nani and Casey broke up?
No.
I mean, I know Casey's not on the season, but like,
nope.
They usually always would address something like that. They were engaged, and now Nani's on here hooking up with a guy. And I'm like, they didn't even address it. That's so strange to me. And she's out here acting wild.
I think that Ashley's disgusting. Like, sorry, like, you're just a gross human. Like, I mean, I get it. You're good TV, sure. But like, disgust. And like Anissa, like, I will say Anissa with the thing with Nani, like, she does play victim. And like, I did get what Nani was saying. I mean, not in the way in which she said it, but like, she's 36 years old. Like, she's not dealing with this either. And like, just because she did this to you doesn't mean that I cannot be friends with her. And like,
totally,
we're not that type of friends to be that way.
I'm hoping there was more to the convo between Anissa and Nani, and that Nani didn't just go 0 to 100 that quick, because that was crazy. But yeah, I agree with all that.
I mean, I'll say it again. Like, these rookies are good, and I said that about Cedric. A few weeks ago? Like, I don't even know if we talked about it on the show, but I had it in the notes of like, he's good.
Yeah, and a lot of the girls are good.
Oh, Sydney is wow.
Yeah,
because she's both smart and athletic. So
she like lasted the longest on the challenge, but then didn't win. So I thought that was like lame. I mean, I get it, but it was just kind of like she didn't get anything for ending up being the one that actually lasted longest. So because her partner sucks, Turbo. So that's it for the challenge. And then Love is Blind started. So I know you've watched it. I started it, but didn't even finish the first episode yet. So we just wanted to let everyone know we will be talking about it.
Yes.
So yeah, we talked about it last fall. We obviously had lots of strong, fun opinions. So
you're going to have them this season too.
Yes, I'm excited. I will watch it this week. So if you're watching it, we'll be watching it. I think the new episodes come out Wednesday. So I'll start watching and get caught up. I'm excited.
Me too, because I am very excited about a couple situations that I need to get your opinion on. I want to see
Okay.
where you're feeling.
Okay.
And like the previews for like the rest of the season, because the beginning ones are just like them in the pod, like literally until the last episode. And so the rest of the season looks really good. And like
I have one opinion so far. Sparkle girl. I just don't like the name.
Yeah. Sparkle
That's
Megan.
my only opinion.
I don't like that she like leads with that all the time.
Right. I think it's juvenile.
Like, okay. But this season looks like it's going to be really good in terms of the people that didn't make it that come back. Like that's where I think it's going to be good.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that was it for our shows. You know, we love to talk about all things reality shows and celeb gossip, but we always love to be learning and growing at the end of the day. So we will be answering our questions of the week. Make sure you answer these with us in our comments. What is one thing you're working on?
Finding a therapist.
Nice. I'm working on my overall mental health.
Perfect.
What is something you're looking forward to?
Working out. I got back into it last week, like on a good schedule, and I felt better. So
good.
Keep that up. Yeah.
I am going to a happy hour tonight with my family friends that are in town, and I haven't seen them in a while, like a couple years. So I'm really, really excited to see them. And then this weekend, my really good friend is opening the first K-beauty store in San Diego, and this weekend is her influencer night. So we are both going to that. So I'm really excited for that.
When she sent me the invite, I said, can you please forward this to the Structured Chaos email? We're a legitimate business.
It's going to be so great. I'm so excited.
I'm like so impressed by her, like her videos and everything that she's done. And, you know, speaking with her at your birthday and like learning more about it, like, wow.
She has done so much work, and it's been just this year. I mean, me and her, I will never forget, we're voice noting literally on New Year's Eve last year, like 2024 going into 2025. And she was like, I want to do it, but like a lot of people are saying to just do online first. And like, what do you think? And I was like, you're going to be here next year on New Year's Eve regretting it if you don't do it. Like, I know you can do it. And like, you're just do it. Like, you're going to do it. And now like she's freaking opening, and it's just so freaking exciting. I'm so excited for her. So it's going to be the best. Once she has her grand opening the following weekend. So once everything is open and stuff, we'll post it on our page. So on our stories and everything, so everyone could go check them out. But yeah, what is one thing that made you feel like an adult?
Being on time. I have been on time every day of my life lately.
Doesn't it feel great?
It feels accomplished. I feel accomplished.
Great.
So like it doesn't feel great in the sense of like I cared if I was late. Sorry guys. But I am just like, look at me. Look at me. No one can say I'm not on time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mine was going to events by myself. Also didn't feel great. I did feel like a loser.
No, I think it's so important to be able to do that. Yes, I think that is so important to be able to do. I do. Yeah. That is a strength. That is a strength.
It's don't recommend.
I do.
What is something you did this week to contribute to your mental health?
Saw my bestie and cried it out.
It's always good. I went on my beach walk yesterday. It was very nice. I wish I could do that every single day. That'd be great. And that's all for this week. We hope you laughed and maybe learned something with us. Make sure you are following us on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you listen. You're subscribed, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Leave us a comment, review, rate us, share with a friend, all those things. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.